Welcome back to another episode of Excuse My Grandma. It's Kim and my co-host.
Grandma Gail.
And it's August and summer's coming to an end.
I know, it's so sad. Well, we always say that, Kim. After July 4th, it's the end of the summer.
No, I feel like July 4th is the beginning of summer.
No, but I know, technically it is, but everybody says, well, the summer's over after July 4th. So we truly are just in the middle of August. It's been a very hot August so far.
What was your favorite summer moment so far?
Our favorites actually was what we're going to discuss today, which was our lunch over at Arthur and Sons. But let's not talk about that
so
yet.
You're saying the idea that I suggested
Yes.
for us to do is your favorite of the summer. Just
Yes,
remember
it was.
that.
I will remember it because
Okay.
I was a little negative on the timing of it, 2 to 4. But you know what? I guess people get up later than I do. 2 to 4 is almost ready for bed for me. But anyway,
late
the
lunch.
summer's been fun. The summer's been really fun. It's been a nice summer. July was beautiful. I've been
July
doing.
felt busier in the Hamptons than August for me.
Well,
with
wait.
my friends.
Well,
I don't know.
wait.
I don't
Well, a lot of
know.
your friends have been traveling, so then they'll all start coming back now and spend the last couple of weeks coming out here on the weekends, I think.
Yeah.
Well,
I was also in London in July, so that felt busy, to have a
Right.
trip.
Well, you were busy.
It was busy. I didn't just feel busy. And then now when you're back, you're like, wait, what's the next thing?
Exactly. Well, you have to realize not everything is on a high, but you went to a place that I want you to get me into, this Soho farmhouse, which is in the Cotswolds, that everybody just says is so beautiful, because I'm staying at this place called the Estelle Manor in the Cotswolds, which is supposed to be an old, renovated...
This fall, or late.
Yeah, in the fall, after Labor Day.
But you know what? Soho Farmhouse, where I went, which is you have to have a Soho House membership.
Right.
But it was very much like a summer resort. I can see it being nice in the fall, but it was all sort of around the pool and
Yeah, but I have friends who were there in the spring, and they said it was beautiful. You don't, of course, use the pool area. You're not tanning, but I think they were there if they thought the place was beautiful and the lunches and the food were lovely.
Yeah.
So I just want to go take a peek and go for lunch.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like it was a very romantic place to be also. It's a different vibe from the city to be out in the country. And the man I was with, we went on a rowboat with the swan and whatever, and it was I don't know what you guys would do there necessarily.
I think I'll have to drown Poppy in the I don't think it's gonna. First of all, I don't think he's rowing. I'm definitely not rowing.
Yeah. And, but I'm trying to think honestly of an activity you could do there.
I think just eat. Which is what we do at every place.
Yeah, but it's not
Have lunch.
a special
and
restaurant.
We can walk around and see the different
I do
areas.
want you to see it because, now I know where Soho House's money goes, and it's all to that location.
Well, everybody's raving about it, so
Yeah.
it's definitely a destination moment. And the place I'm going to is a spa, but they also have shooting and archery and all these kind of hot water treatments, which, I think
that's
for a day
fun.
and a half.
It's more spa.
It's definitely more spa. So it'll, it could be warm in September. I'm not figuring I don't sit at the pool anyway, so it doesn't matter.
You could also do spa things any time of the year.
Yes, exactly. And indoor. And the area itself, I love the Cotswolds. I've been there. I love the idea of the old-fashioned cottages with the thatched roofs. To me, that's the way I envision England and Ireland as well. I love that.
But
I
it was
love the look.
really, it was not crazy to get to from London, but you can't take Ubers.
No.
And the Ubers won't pick you up. I guess if you left from the city of London, you could take an Uber straight there.
Can you take a train?
We took the train.
Yeah, that's probably the
but even when you
best way
take a
for
train, then
people
we
to
have
go.
to take a taxi.
Oh.
So
it's not easy to get
wasn't
to.
Easy.
Right. We're taking our car service is going to take us out and then take us back to London.
Yeah.
Because the thing that
It's not cheap though.
No,
Yeah.
I don't think anything in Europe is cheap, but that's we were discussing that the other day. Cheap is a word that I haven't figured out what is cheap. Even McDonald's isn't cheap. So, it's a thing on the budget that could be a little bit over the top.
Yeah.
But I think traveling itself, you can do certain trips, walk in the countryside. You can do lots of things that are cost effective. So people shouldn't be discouraged from going camping, going on boat trips that could be fun.
Boutique hotels and stuff, you don't have to stay in the nicest
Yeah,
hotel.
there's
it's
so
just really
many.
the meals and the Ubers.
Yeah. Well, I think that's the same in any city now. I mean, and the meals are the most expensive wherever you go. Mm-hmm. But the food the one thing I can say the difference is, and I'm looking forward to it again because I've sort of I can't zip my jeans after this summer. The portion control in Europe, they don't serve humongous portions like we do in America.
Honestly, I think that might be a thing of the past.
Uh-oh.
No, like in like other places I've been maybe, but London was very similar to New York.
Oh no.
Like, so we got beef Wellington one night for 2, and it was like an entire
tremendous thing. Oh, well, Poppy would love that.
With all the sides.
Oh gosh.
So there was definitely a lot.
See, I don't like that. I like the small. I used to imagine that the smaller portions is why I never gained weight all the times I would travel.
Not the UK. I feel like that's more
it's all
like other parts of Europe.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so that was a highlight of your summer so far. I can honestly say I haven't had any highlights. It's just been very mellow, and people are doing entertaining in their backyards or their homes, and I've had a couple of girls over for lunch, which is fun, and just casual stuff, and which is what I love, because to drive from we're out in the Hamptons, to go from one town to another, you almost have to take a yoga class to relax, because the traffic this summer has been worse than I've ever seen it. I think there are more people out here, and especially young families. The town where I'm in East Hampton, there's so many strollers going on the pavements and in the streets. It's, after Labor Day, it goes back to regular kind of traffic. But right now, everybody's home from their camp, their summer activities, and the towns are jumping.
Yeah, but
which I'm happy for the people.
Traffic is worse than the Hamptons traffic.
Well, downtown where you are.
Yeah. I mean, it's like the same no matter.
It's the same no matter where you go.
Yeah.
And London traffic is awful. That I remember.
Yes.
Because
you have
to
give
bad
yourself... as New York lately.
Really? All right. Because
also, I was there in the
going
summer.
to theater.
A lot of people in the summer leave London. But the city is definitely the busiest.
They're all busy. Everything is busy, which is good I'm glad for the economy. I'm happy for everybody. I just hope it trickles down to the people who really need help and extra money in their pockets.
Yeah.
Anyway, tell the viewers about our experience this week at. We had a sponsorship with a brand deal with Home Depot.
Oh, so
that was a hoot. I loved it.
Yeah, we had a brand deal with them. I have to figure out when that's coming out, how many details I can say about it. But it was a very exciting project that
and the people were so terrific.
And we went and did a whole shoot. And had to, say lines off of a teleprompter.
Which I had to tell them to enlarge the print. I now know what happened with President Biden, that he couldn't see his
that's the
teleprompter.
Thing, you're with it, and it's still really hard be able to deliver.
And then they see more energy. Meanwhile, I'm trying to read the lines off of the teleprompter, and they want to have more energy.
He was a very good director. He was good with us.
Cute. He was very cute.
And telling us notes, but I feel like you were not taking the notes.
Well, there was one sentence I couldn't figure out. I don't remember what it was, but they went over it. I felt sort of like I had to go back to school to remember all this stuff. But it was an experience, and what was very nice were the people. I love to go on things where the people are kind and fun to be with. And we spent the day, and we had a delicious lunch. I think I'll go back out there for lunch.
Yeah.
Their wraps were great.
Yeah.
And,
it's like an hour or so from the city.
But the one lady who was doing our hair and makeup, she kept spraying my hair, and the only thing I can honestly say, after the afternoon was over, my hair felt like a piece of cardboard. It didn't move. If I didn't go home and wash it out, it would have been stiff for about a week. So
I will say you get a little bit of imposter syndrome, because you're on these shoots, and every time I move, they cut, 10 people rush over to me, fix my hair, fix my makeup, fix my outfit, and you're like, wow, I love it. It feels like you're a movie star or something.
You love it more than I love it. I'm not crazy about it, but they were really very good this time. We've had others that I haven't liked as much. The makeup girl, I would go with her anywhere.
Yeah,
and I'd
really
love
natural and great, and has so much experience in
she was
TV,
terrific.
Film, brand shoots and everything.
And I love the way the stylists put our scarves on. It was very, very well done. We loved it.
I love that stuff. I'd love for my career to go more into that side of the entertainment industry, because I love doing projects like that. I think it's really fun.
Well, you're a natural at it. You're a natural. They'll have to take somebody besides Grandma Gail, because Grandma Gail couldn't, unless they can make the print so big.
Yeah, well, that wasn't acting. We were just like reading almost like a commercial kind of vibe.
Well, it was, yeah. But fun.
But super fun.
Super fun. We really had a good time. And we loved, it's very close to Rumson, New Jersey, where we filmed it, which is a beautiful area in Jersey.
Yeah.
I actually went to a wedding there many years ago. It's really pretty. It's near the shore. So you get it's a resorty area, but yet not a resort. It's just for locals. And it was really very nice. We had a good time.
Yeah. The issue I have with us on shoots is like I always want to step in as the director because I'm so used to like producing you.
Oh yeah,
and
you were telling the fellow how to work the machine.
The teleprompter. Right. No, like I have all that experience from news. I wasn't telling them how to do their jobs, but when it comes to like explaining things to you, I feel like I'm so used to like
working with you
that I'm like, wait, let me just explain to her or whatever. And like
I needed a translator.
I'm a Grandma Gail translator.
Right. Exactly.
In every project we do.
Well, because you have the experience and I don't have it, so I rely on you telling me how you want it done.
But I'm learning as I go also.
No, you're very good. You're a natural. But anyway, so we did that. Then we what else did we do? Well, we did our
event.
We did our event out here, which we loved. Kimmy's idea, Kimmy's concept. Grandma Gail was against it, so I can honestly say.
Well, I think you just haven't been to many events with me and stuff before in our industry, but basically I just wanted to have an excuse to get content creators together with their family members, like whether it was a parent or a grandparent, and a lot of them did bring multiple generations because obviously we are so focused on connecting the generations and having family together and being able to have these like fun experiences together. And I felt that out in the Hamptons in the summer at Arthur and Sons, which is one of our favorite restaurants, would be like a perfect setting for that, and casual and cute, and
it was cute. And you had a flower lady doing, like, you could go up and do a little flower arrangement, and then she held it to you till you left. Then you had an illustrator who was doing off your phone, basically. She would do a little sketch. It was very creative, Kim. You did a great job, and the place turned out terrifically. And it was scary because all week we had these storms and rain, so I was nervous, but it turned out it was a beautiful day.
It was really, really hot. And luckily we had umbrellas and stuff. But I think people had an enjoyable time. Everyone wanted to like stay till the end pretty much. And
from 2 to 4, that's a long lunch outside.
Yeah, we had some like cue cards on the table of generational trivia for people to play. We did a little video that you guys will see asking everyone advice that their grandparents had given them. So we definitely tried to make people think more about family and their elders and being able to all come together and have this like wholesome moment. And I'd love to do that also, not just for content creators, but for our community at large and everyone who's part of the Excuse My Grandma family. So hopefully we'll do another one. Some events.
Maybe we'll do it in the winter.
Yeah.
In PB.
Yeah. We'll see. But we'll definitely post videos and stuff.
And everybody came with a very, very positive, smile on their face. They were all looking to have a nice time, and I think they really enjoyed it.
Yeah. Well, we also had some of our own family there. My mom was there. My other grandma was there. So it felt like you were really like part of the family too, which was super nice. And I don't know yet if you'll see my mom in the background, but I don't know if we're going to do a full intro.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
As we know, people are more concerned, I think, about seeing Poppy.
Poppy's not coming, guys.
at 500,000 followers, which is still...
I thought you made it 1 million.
No, I think people are under the impression it's 500,000, but we still have a little bit to go. So,
all right. Okay. All right, everybody better raise it
up. And
it
has to be 500,000 on both TikTok and Instagram.
Right, exactly. We're not going to be
not
cheating.
Just for
we're
one
not
platform.
Cheating. Exactly.
So, yeah, we're not too far away. We're in the 400,000s somewhere. So
he'll have to get a new outfit if he goes on.
Oh yeah.
I can't look at some of those shirts.
He dresses well.
No, he dresses beautifully, but he's been buying these sort of print. They're making golf shirts with like little motifs on it. I don't like that.
Oh.
Like little, not squares, but they have patterns. Okay. And I like the men in all white, all blue, or whatever it is, just solid.
Right.
But the golf shop is selling them with these designs on it. It maybe look good on very tall, thin young guys, but on the older guys, it doesn't look so good.
But I honestly, you and I we always think the classic looks better. Like, not some people can definitely carry a print and a whole thing, but
very few.
The guy I'm seeing too, his favorite brand is Theory, and I'm like, you fit in with Grandma Gail. Everybody loves Theory. So.
Yes.
Okay, we're going to answer the Ask Grandma Anything. By the way, people write these questions in on our Instagram stories. So if you want us to answer a question either on there or on the podcast, they're all coming from when we do an Ask Grandma Anything on our story. You just have to write in your question on there.
Not too difficult, guys.
What does Grandma do when she's bored?
Grandma's not bored. Grandma, we did this with on the Melinda French Gates
video.
We
were just
we
watching
did that.
This.
That was wonderful.
We were just watching Melinda French Gates' YouTube series, Moments That Make Us, that you guys should definitely check out because she talks to people in their 20s to their 80s, and we were inspired by one of the episodes with Ava DuVernay where they're talking about boredom.
And you shouldn't be bored. You know what? I'm very rarely bored. I can always pick up a book. I love to play games on my iPad. So I you know what? I use my time well. I find boredom is more than just being bored. It's more of not being happy with yourself. So look within yourself and see if there's an outreach to somebody that you can talk to, a family member or a friend, and see what's really bothering you. It's really not about being bored. There's more to it than that. So, and if you have nothing to do, just put on Amazon Prime and watch one of the crazy things that are on the video.
Yeah, TV can expand your mind too.
Oh, absolutely. There's so many wonderful documentaries. Matter of fact, I'm going to tune into Peacock now because Seth Curry has a new show coming out all about basketball. And since I saw the team play the finals yesterday, which was so fabulous out in Paris, I really want to see this documentary. It's a series, so I'm excited. It's more than one time watching.
Is Grandma watching the Olympics? What event is her favorite?
Well, I did watch the Olympics. I watched the gymnast. I loved it. I think the women are fabulous, and I thought the men were great, and we did quite well in it.
Is it crazy that I haven't turned it on one time?
Yes, I think it's very strange that you haven't. The athleticism of the people, even the golf. The Scheffler won in the end. He came from behind and he had one of the greatest rounds ever played in golf. But my favorite of all time is the basketball, and I watch the men's basketball, and they're just so beautiful. It's almost like watching a ballet. They are just the greatest athletes I've ever seen. And
so you're looking because you're just.
Well, I'm excited. I'm excited.
Expertise in their craft. Is that?
Well, I know. No, well, they're stars. Our American basketball team are the greatest basketball team that it was ever played, anywhere. And their three top players are all in their late 30s and almost 40. So it's an amazing event to be watching, to see these athletes play against basically 20-year-olds.
Wait, how does it work with the team sports though? Is it like the entire Knicks team, or they take players from every team?
From each team. You play. It's the greatest athletes that ever played in basketball.
Are they currently in the NBA though?
Yes, all of them are current members of the So you have Durant, you have Seth Curry, you have
how do you qualify for that though?
Well, those people don't qualify. They know who they are. Yeah. But some of the other ones on the team have to qualify.
Right. Like if you're in gymnastics, you do all those tournaments to get there.
No, but the basketball players, they have tried and true. They see how they play during the year and how they would play as a team cohesively.
Yeah. And what if they have beef because they're on other teams?
What's his name that the son is now playing with him? Oh, my gosh, the most famous basketball player. They said he got the MVP.
I don't know these things.
Oh, look up most MVP on the Olympics, men's basketball. I'm having a block out.
Um, LeBron?
LeBron James. Thank you, Kim. Thank you. See, you know more.
I just Googled it.
Okay. He basically wasn't the high point shooter, but why he got the most valuable player is because he knows how to do the whole game and he plays as a team player.
Right.
And Seth Curry said the same thing even at the end. He made those 3-pointers, which is miracles anyway. But he said you have to put your ego aside and you have to play as a team in basketball. Where gymnastics is an individual sport. That even though there's a team,
right,
you're playing for yourself. The basketball, each
that
person.
I understand for the Olympics. I don't understand like team sports on the Olympics.
Well, if you play soccer,
but then
it's
an
a whole
entire
team
wins?
Yes, everybody gets a medal.
Oh,
everybody gets a medal.
Nice.
Yeah. No, it was very exciting. If you guys want
to hear Grandma Gail explain sports more,
no, don't. Grandma Gail is only good at watching sporadic sports.
Yeah. Okay, next question. Hi, Grandma Gail. What do you do when your husband irritates you? Married for 21 years.
I usually go out and take a walk. I try to not have a confrontation because it really doesn't work anyway. And mine doesn't even hear me complain. So there's not worth having a conversation over. And you know what? It's pointless. I mean, unless it's something very serious you have to really do. But because he was irritated at how the food turned out or something ridiculous, which is usually what arguments happen over, the silliest things. I just walk out, say, I'll see you later and take a walk.
Mm. What was the most memorable event you have ever attended?
Oh my gosh. I don't know. I don't think I've had one.
Maybe like a wedding?
I don't know if that was the most memorable event. Oh. I don't know.
Maybe your own wedding?
No.
Okay.
No, my own wedding was actually not, I didn't love it. It was all right.
Maybe,
in retrospect, I think it was, my mother made it and she did whatever she wanted and I just attended. No.
But they do say the best advice is be a guest at your own wedding.
Yeah, I was a guest at my own wedding.
Yeah.
It was fine.
But you still want to plan it and then just enjoy it.
I planned my dress. That was about it. I didn't really care about. I was 21 years old.
Yeah,
what do I know about? What did I know about the menus of the liqueur? I trusted my mother, and she had a party coordinator, and they did it.
Yeah.
So I think I selected the color of the bridesmaids, and when I look at the pictures, it was an ugly color. My mother shouldn't have even let me pick the color.
Oh no.
It was a light coral, but somehow it wasn't an easy color for my friends to wear. It was interesting. And it was September because it was sort of like a fall color.
Yeah.
And
I mean, you like that pinky
I do like
color.
it. That's why I picked it out. Yeah. But my flowers, I remember at the wedding, were all white. So that was fun. That was pretty.
What like my bat mitzvah?
Oh, your bat mitzvah was gorgeous.
That was a memorable
event. I forgot about that. Was beautiful. That was a beautiful event. Religious events are more important to me,
they're
I
just
think.
Fewer.
Yeah, they're fewer and I think they're more meaningful.
Yeah, right. As a child, what was one luxury you always wanted but didn't have?
I don't think I ever thought about luxuries as a child. I lived in a very loving household. I had 2 brothers. We never thought about luxury because it was all about family and friends, and we gathered. We lived in the suburbs. It was nothing that fancy going on. We never thought about luxury.
Now.
I mean, we lived nicely. Everybody, had nice clothes. We didn't buy fancy clothes. It was much more. I think it was a happier time. Of course, I lived in the 50s, which was the blessed age of America, the 50s, and so we were coming out of the war. Everybody was sort of just rebuilding their lives in America and doing well post World War II.
I'd love to know where in America and what families don't care about luxury. I think everyone does now, just consumerism culture.
I don't know. I don't know in Montana if it matters, or Wyoming, I think maybe it's about a horse or possibly.
Don't belittle it.
No, I'm saying it's probably about a horse or maybe the boots you wear.
But that's still that's to them, that's luxury.
That's correct. So I think that's something to aspire to. Yeah. But I don't think that should be uppermost in anybody's mind. It wasn't in mine growing up.
Yeah, interesting. Someone wrote, my ex wants to get coffee this weekend. Should I go?
No. An ex is an ex. I mean, what's the point? You're just going to bring up something that's either hurtful or something, the reason why you broke up or whatever, or he's going to vent about something in his life now or her life now. I wouldn't, once it's over, it's over.
Here's where I'm gonna, surprise, surprise, disagree. If she is thinking about him all the time and something is unresolved for her, maybe it'll give some clarity.
Or closure.
Okay. But you have to see it through, because like if you're sitting around in your head thinking about something, and that might not ever change because you can create whatever in your head until you like actually address what's going on. But if you've fully moved on and he's just reaching out of the blue, like don't even put yourself in that position. Then I agree. But if it's like you also feel like there's something to discuss.
You know, I have to say something. I had a lot of dates before I got engaged, and I must say there are lots of things that are unresolved in your life. There's nothing that ever goes away completely. Sometimes you think, oh, maybe my life would have been different if I had married him or if I had done something differently. But you know, that's the past. You can't think about it that way. I mean, you can think about it, and most of us do, but reality is you're in the present. So look forward.
This is the difference. Like most exes I've had, I don't want to be with them now. Like I would not go back. Right. I appreciate that experience and whatever. But sometimes it's hard, if you're in something, it's very hard to move on to someone else if your head is still somewhere else. Right. So I think having to address that in order to move on.
I think that's a good idea.
You know.
But don't do it just for having coffee.
No, like meet a friend for coffee.
Exactly.
Yeah. What are important questions to ask a man at the beginning of a relationship?
Oh, the beginning of the relationship, now we're finished dating just casually. So we're starting a serious relationship.
Maybe an exclusive relationship.
Well, I think what their plans are for family, if they want to have children, because everybody now is a lot older than when I first got married or when I was in my final relationship. I think also what their plans are in their career, where they want to go, how they see whether both of you are going to work, or if you're not going to work, you know, one is going to stay home and take care of family, or if they're both going to have two careers. I think I would
not say that's beginning of a relationship.
Well, the beginning of a relationship is really supposed to still be fun. I think this is when the relationship gets serious.
Right.
I think the beginning, you're just going out to know each other. And if you're not coming from the same place mentally, in other words, you have to like the same things to do, basically. I mean, not all things, because, you know, you learn to like things together as well. But I think it's important to be on the same page, whether you want to have a career, whether you're planning to have family, but this is all after it's a serious commitment.
In my opinion, that's questions to ask, like, when you're like trying to take it to the next level.
Oh, all right.
I feel like important questions to ask at the beginning of a relationship would be like values questions. Just like, are you close with your family? What do you do?
Isn't that opening date conversation? Or like, second or third? I don't know.
I guess it depends how you say the beginning of
right. Okay.
Of relationship.
All right. I'll say you're right on that one. I think basically people have to really decide where you're going in life and what you're going to do with your life. If you want to live, if somebody wants to live in the city and you want to live in the country, there's a basic difference. I mean, those are the important issues. And before you get too deep into a relationship, you should know that. You know, if you're of different faiths, what are you going to do with that? You know, that becomes important issues, and you don't want. I'm a true believer. Cut it off before you get terribly hurt. If it's not going to work, somebody's always going to be sad. But you may as well just say, you know what, this is not going to work long term for me. Now, we're not talking about kids who are 18 years old and
you're not
20.
talking about 5 dates either.
And we're not talking about 5 dates either. It has to be, really
give
somebody.
Give it a chance of a few months.
Exactly.
Do you have any ideas for classy outfits for a Vegas wedding reception?
That's an oxymoron. I think pretty like sequin pants with a pretty plain tailored shirt. Very cool. They're showing a lot of that right now. I went to a place actually out here with your mom yesterday, and I loved it. They have the short little silk shirts and with 3/4 sleeves, and then a long sequin skirt or a long pants. That everybody has that. Amazon has a million of those.
But I feel like you
or a little
still
black
wear a dress.
Yeah, or you know which dress I loved? I loved the Amazon dress you had on in black recently.
It was short though.
I know. She wants long
it's
for
a wedding
Vegas.
Reception. I don't know.
I think you should go online and look and see.
Any silky dress, like slip dress kind of look.
Yeah,
is fine.
Exactly. And just know that everything is very heavily air conditioned. So take a wrap or a jacket or something you can, because really, nothing is outside in Vegas.
Mm-hmm. Okay, someone wrote, should I tell my boyfriend I love him or wait for him to say it first?
I don't know. I think it should sort of be almost together. I mean, it shouldn't be, you should know already if somebody loves you. I don't think this is a guessing game. And I think if he loves you and if he loves, sometimes a man especially, it's harder for him to say. Some men are not as outgoing to say I love you.
They get nervous.
So they get nervous just the same as women. But I think a woman is sort of more about it. They can say it and then wait and hear if he says I love you too. If he doesn't say I love you too right away, I would back off.
Yeah, I think that's good.
And I think you better know.
Under the impression that it's like the guy should say it first.
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think it matters. But you should sort of be on the same page and know that it's going in that direction.
This is what I think. You test the waters and you start being like, I love this about you. Or like just sort of hinting. And then when you kind of both know that it is, then it probably doesn't matter who says it. But I
think you're awfully sappy. I think you're watching too many movies. I don't think in my life I would ever say, oh, maybe he's going to love me. Maybe he will love me. Just come in. Are we together? Is this it?
But saying I love you is like bigger than are we together?
I don't know. I didn't say I love you to too many people.
I think it's different now. I don't know.
All right.
Yeah, I feel like it's usually a thing and then you tell your friends that it happened.
Oh, I don't think your friends should get involved in this. I think that's something I don't agree with.
Yeah, I don't rush to tell my...
I don't think...
I mean, obviously, if we're having a conversation and they specifically ask if something's happened, but like, my first thing is not to call.
I think this is a private matter. I think people really have to keep their information about their relationships a little more to themselves. But it's one thing, one best friend, maybe you can hint it to, but the whole world doesn't have to know, like on Instagram, what your dating situation is.
Yeah, fair. I think though, like you can feel that... Like you can lean on your friends and
ask if there's an issue.
If
there's an issue, absolutely. But I would first lean on your parents.
But then the issue with that is like if you're only going to your friends about issues and not the good things, then they're gonna think a certain way about the relationship.
Well, I honestly don't think there should be issues.
Right. No, but there's things like...
Well, there are always things that come up. But if there are too many issues, then it's no good.
Right.
Because issues become bigger when you're finally...
If you're calling your friends every day, like, what should I do?
Then there's something wrong. Then what you should do is get out of this relationship.
Right.
All right, I think one more, Kim.
Okay. What do you think makes a woman elegant?
I think what makes somebody elegant is feeling good in their own skin. Everybody has a different style and a different appearance, and they should be respected for it. And I think simplicity is always good. I mean, we're not supposed to be Kim Kardashian on steroids. This is not us. Normal people don't look like that, nor should they. And I think whatever makes you feel pretty in or handsome in is just fine. That's good style. And I think you could follow examples. Everybody looks at a magazine or on your Instagram on what people are showing. And I would say keep it as simple as possible and let your own beauty shine through. You have to congratulate all the Olympians.
Well, we just talked about the Olympics.
No, but I want to congratulate them all. Anyone listening who has doesn't know about it, America did beautifully in the gold and all the bronze and the silver. And I think it's a true testament to our free spirit that allows us to have such wonderful athletes and people working together. And I just kudos to all of them. Okay.
We definitely needed to feel some nationalism. Yeah. So I think that was a good way to get some. Okay, great. Thank you guys for listening. Follow us on social media, Excuse My Grandma. Let us know what you want in future episodes. We'd love to hear. And we'll see you soon.
Bye.